Hi guys, this is Nikki, also known as Faces Trader, and you're watching the Awesome 10x live show. Here's the global market update. But before I begin, let me just discuss a few things. Let me share to you 7sharpcreatives.com. For all the Filipinos, non-Filipinos out there, this is just a simple plug. If you have a company that you need some digital storytelling, experiences, you need videos, you could see from their team and their works that this is a company that will help you handle all your digital marketing needs for about $300 to $500. They're willing to partner and help you out. You can contact them. These are some of their clients. I'm happy to share to you that 7 Sharp Creatives is one of the companies that we've actually had reached out to handle the City Hub Dormitory, which I am actually a little bit part of. So the services are there. So whether you're in America, you're Filipino, you're non-Filipino, in a digital age like today, you need some of your businesses to be digital and online. We are living in a world where you can actually sell anywhere in the world. And so you can also hire from anywhere in the world. You probably know about this because Fiverr, FVRR, is such a great freelancing agency that allows anyone, Filipinos, non-Filipinos, to have multiple clients at the same time. That's how great businesses can be. So why don't you check out 7 Sharp Creatives, 7sharpcreatives.com. These are their blogs, their contact numbers. You can also reach out to them through their facebook.com, which is facebook.com 7 Sharp Creatives as well. So that would be their Facebook page, 7 Sharp Creatives. So it is a cheap way to actually allow you to create videos. They will help you and customize it for you for a really, really low price. So check them out if you need to feature your brands all over this digital world, whether it be Instagram, whether it be on websites, TikTok, whatever it is. Okay. So why don't we begin in the U.S. global market? Okay, so last night we have seen the market crash a lot. So why don't we check out your? Let us go to your. Wait up. I will go to your finviz.com. So if you're a newbie, this might be the very first time that you saw, wow, 30% crashes. Wow, everything is down. Your Dow Jones is down 2.78%. Your NASDAQ typically bigger moves down 5%. S&P 500 down 3%. You could see from this screen that everything was a red day. Indeed, yesterday, your UVXY, which is your fear indicator, went about 30-40% last night. Actually, this one went from about 23 to 30 bucks. So let me just explain to you a few things. If you are very much adamant to short this market down to the ground, down to hell, we have been seeing actually that as of August, there was an accumulation here at about 19 to 20. Meaning there were some people who kind of felt that, okay, the market is way too expensive, it's too extended. But the fear gauge truly happened yesterday. Here, a breakout of 24.50. Some entered at about 23, 24, 25, and then kaboom, the true fear really happened. Tonight it's 29. I think it's still opening at 30. Take note though that if true fear will happen, we can see that this could even escalate that fear all the way to 40 or even at 50. Fear can happen quickly at June time. Take note, June 27, massive move to 50, and then complacency. So what happened in June? What happened in June in NASDAQ, that was let's take a look at June. This was it, 5% down, right? From 10,000 back to about 9.5, we were saying that the bears were rejoicing all over that 5% drop, when in fact, and you could see that they were rejoicing happily here. But of course, that 10,000 mark was this prior high, and we went all the way to about 12,000, or a 20% move on the index. And take note that that 20% move on the index is actually at least 100% move for other names from June to September. Example, I'll tell you what. When the NASDAQ June 10,000 happened, what was the price of your Fastly? From 50, 110. So indeed, when NASDAQ was 20% up, your Fastly moved 100% up. So does that mean that if your NASDAQ 100 will fall from 12,000 back to 10,000, does that mean that your fast fee will go 110 all the way down to $50? I would argue that we have downside movement, and no matter your fundamental backing or your leanings are, the fact that we have moved, let's just show to you how much the market moved even in just the last 3 months, no? From June, you are seeing 90 go up 140, 150. So last night, it was normal profit taking for CrowdStrike. After a massive earnings drop, kaboom, 150. How low can this go? Do you want a reset? We can do a reset back to about 92. So if you are hyperventilating over yesterday's crash, let me warn you that tonight will be an even bigger crash if you are not careful taking profits. Again, this is $30 all the way to 150. Aren't you happy with a 500% move? If you are gonna be greedy, the market can wipe you out in just 2 days or 3 days, just like what happened with a few names like this. DocuSign rallied from about 220 all the way to 280, kaboom, in just 2 days, back to about 220. Sure, it went to 240, but what can you say here? That 40% move is probably a distribution. It is not an accumulation, it is a distribution. So even if DocuSign rises tonight at 260, what's going to happen there? Kaboom, 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 more sell-offs happening. Especially if tonight's sell-off would be a bad thing. Earnings tonight, of course, it can go up or down just as what happened with your Zoom video. Zoom video, strong moves, right? Some people sold at 250. Some people bought at 270, 280. They got their wish. Yes, it rallied to 400, but that would have been, yes, that peak. Yes, how much did Zoom video rise? Even from just March alone, that is a 500% move. After a 500% move, can we see the market fall 30%? Can it go down there? Can it go 40%? Well, okay, let's say we are happy, 500% up, 30% down. 470 can go 320. Now, you might not think much about this 30% drop, but let me remind you that if you bought, let's say, just 100 shares of Zoom video at 80, that $8,000 went to $47,000, and last night it is already $38,000. You still have $30,000 of gain. Would you want that $30,000 gain to become a $25,000 tomorrow if it fell all the way down to 250? Am I scaring you? Sure, you have to be. I'm not scaring you. I'm just being realistic here. Because if I'm not realistic here, you might assume that the fairy tale gods and the magical fairy tales will bail you out if you haven't sold. Now, let's take a look at some companies. Sea Limited has gone from about $40 all the way to 160. Yesterday, Kaboom also sold down. How much leeway does Sea Limited have to go down? I would tell you that amongst the e-commerce leaders, Sea Limited is something that is not quite being sold down yet, but I would argue that it can also fall back to 120. So right now, I'm not scaring you. I'm just trying to give you the other side of the coin. It may or may not fall, but what do you do if it falls? If it falls and you feel sad that you didn't sell, why don't you sell tonight? If you didn't sell yesterday, if selling 147 is something that you couldn't do, how about remind yourself that last June 2000, June 1, 2020, Sea Limited was a mere $80. Now you might say, but during that time, Sea Limited $80, how sure am I that Sea Limited, I could buy it back at $80? Nobody can predict that. Nobody can predict that Sea Limited from $30, $40 will go $160. That is your good fortune of holding your winner. Can you hold that winner if 160 falls down to 50% back to 100 or 80? Now, if you cannot take some selling or trimming of your winners, you might actually puke at 100 if it actually happens. So I'm not scaring you. I'm not some boogeyman scaring you, but I'm just being realistic here. The market is extended. You have seen your NASDAQ. If people will panic, how low can we go? Your Nasdaq can go down to 11.2. It can go to 10,000 bucks. Is the market selling off? Is it just Nasdaq? Are we seeing rotation happening? We are actually seeing some rotation happening. The reality is the market is not fully going into cash. They are going to some dinosaurs out there. Example of a dinosaur is Coca-Cola, where people feel that, okay, I'll be safe here. The market is like a Warren Buffett style that we don't want to go into cash. We want to go to high quality cyclicals. And what is an example of a high quality cyclical? Well, Coca-Cola is one of them. Actually, when the market was tanking, Coca-Cola was not down 10%. If in fact, this is still a breakout move at 50 bucks. So I can argue that at 50 bucks, some people will buy at 50 for protection zone because they want some high quality cyclicals. Coca-Cola is a high quality cyclical, Starbucks is a high quality cyclical. But you know what? Even some high quality cyclicals, Starbucks went from 80 all the way to 88. Do you really see Starbucks going to 96 in a market of COVID? Well, people are arguing that, well, it is the market's pandemic, the COVID pandemic. We will go back and resume our life again. But at 86, if you ask me, it is 50-50 for some rotation to cyclicals because some cyclicals have already advanced all the way. An example of a cyclical that I myself is surprised that is still hanging on would be Penn National Gaming. Sure, you could tell me all the best things in the world that yes, Dave Portnoy is the best guy in the planet to promote online sports betting, and Penn National Betting did the right job of hiring the best, or not just hiring, but actually choosing a co-founder. And so this name indeed went from about $3.50 to $53. Yes, you heard me right. If you thought that Tesla was the best name in the planet of the zone of the Philippines or the USA or the entire world, Penn National Gaming, if you bought it during March, was just a mere $4. Indeed, you have more than 10x your money at 53. But let's assume that you were not smart. You didn't even buy Penn National at 4. You didn't even buy it at 10 or 20. Let's say you bought it at about 28. At 54, you're still up 100%. So does this have downside fundamentally and technically? My answer would be a definite yes. The downside, the risk reward to the ratio is on the downside. The bet should be on the downside. You should be in the arms of cash. You should be in a way shorting if you really want to short the market. But what's gonna happen in the market? Okay, Zoom video, the crowd favorite. Even if it will fall, if it opens tonight at 300, take note that the bulls will not give the shorts a better time. Some of the people who sold at 400 would buy it back at 330 or 350. They will cover their shorts, especially if Zoom video will fall tonight by 10%. Let's take a look at the bloodbath that happened yesterday. And will the market continue to go bloody tonight? So let's be realistic here about the downside. Wait up, guys. So let's go realistic zone, no? For a day, the market will discuss 12% down, 5% down. Some of them are just 1% down. So not all names would fall 12, 10% down. You could see that those that are down big are actually, from a performance perspective, are up 500% to begin with. For example, let's talk about some electrics here. Your Tesla is down 9% for a day, up 37% for the month, up 386% year to date, up 786% 1 year. Your NEO is up 500%, your F-Cell is up 550%, your Plug is 400%, your Workhorse is up 300%, your Sunrun is up to 70% year to date. So what am I saying here? The biggest outperformers, the 500% moves, that 700% move can be a 300% move, and it still can be a leader. So that's what's going to happen in the market. Your Tesla will fall to about 350 or even 270, and yet the bulls who have been there since March or April or May or even on June, man, they're still sitting at 100% profits even if they bought it in June. So is there downside? You betcha. The market has downside. So have I scared you enough? Well, you're going to have to check all the charts out there. And if you are not yet cashing out some of your chips, you might see yourself down 20% or 40%. And you might see your 300% gain go down to about 100%. And that is something that you have to watch out. Commentary is that the market still has downside even after trimming profits yesterday. Now let's go to comments. Eugene is asking, bawal na daw mag-deposit ang BPI sa IBKR? Bawal na daw mag-transfer sa US for investment dahil sa AMLA? That is not true. You can order pesos. If you want, you can order dollars from me. I can deposit in Interactive Brokers. Money remittance licenses. Baka hindi lang marunong yung kausap mo. Kaya, you can. Bankwire, kaya. So, wow, I am surprised. There is no seller. I am surprised there is no question. So I thought that today, I will have to answer a lot of questions. Walang nagtatanong. Tinakot ko kayo, no? Kaya kayo natakot. Okay, sige. Bigyan ko pa kayo ng nakakatakot na senaryo, ha? Okay, bigyan natin ng katakot-takot na senaryo. 2020 strong names, okay. Lahat ng tao gusto ang mga solars, ang mga e-commerce. Okay, let's see. Yung mga Mercado Libre, okay. Tesla, DocuSign, C Limited, up 700%, up 300%, Teladoc, up 200%, AMD, up 160%, Shopify, 150%, umuulan ng 100%. Of course, yung mga Walmart and Costco, hindi naman yan 100% up, hindi ka dapat manervyos. In fact, I think what happened in the market truly is that it actually reversed and rotated to some of these not as expensive e-commerce names. Walmart is actually what? Walmart did what? It followed the Amazon Prime. Walmart followed the Amazon Prime. That's why from 130, it went to 150. Some profit taking there, but if Walmart goes to 130, I think that there will be some dinosaurs who will buy Walmart because they'll argue, well, Walmart is not doing anything different from Amazon. And if Amazon can be priced at about 3,200, well, then we have to price in this Walmart at a better price or Costco at a better price and Target at a better price. Now, let's assume Amazon, that is the very first sell-off. We were saying that last night, even if we don't know if we are right for selling, it's better to sell early than selling late. So you can argue that a lot of people, even if you sold tonight at 3368, Amazon's prior top was about 3255. So you could see more downside for Amazon. How low can it go? If it goes to about 29 tonight, it's gonna be another 12% sell-off or a 13% sell-off. If Amazon can fall 13% down, do you think Shopify can fall 25% down? Definitely, yes. Shopify can fall 25% down. Kaboom, how low is 25% down? Somewhere here in this zone of about 800 bucks. Now, if you don't envision a scenario of downside, of doomsday, if the doomsday happened, you will tell yourself, shucks, I never imagined this. We have to imagine the downside so that we can also imagine the upside. So right now, I'd say that in the next 3 to 4 months, the hard money will happen, easy money over. The easy money on the upside is done. Any rallies of Shopify at 1,000, 1,020, 1,040 will be a lot of sell front, sell front, sell front. Now, so far, I'm saying that actually the US is showing some profit taking. People will argue na hindi, after a 10% down, the market will buy it back. Tesla Battery Day soon, September 22 is coming out soon. Agree, September 22 battery is coming up. But I think that it will just be a dead cat bounce. DCB, it's called a dead cat bounce. Example of a dead cat bounce for those people who aren't chartists, this is an example of a dead cat bounce. Fastly, 10x move, 10 to 110, kaboom, bad earnings, sell off 30%. At 75, dead cat bounce to 100, kaboom, another sell down back to 81. It's going to go back to 75. If we're going to truly crash, it can even go to 50 to 60, at which point that is the best opportunity of a lifetime. Because all we know is that all the SaaS companies in the world, like Twilio, typically have about 50% crash potential. Example, Twilio, 150 to 75. What do you call that? 50% sell-off. Now, the sell-off will not happen in a day. The sell-off happens May to June, July to June. It took 12 months, okay? So a sell-off could be 4 months. It could be 12 months. Now, secular intact, of course, Twilio is a great company, and therefore, after that great earnings bonanza, kaboom, 150. So, Twilio downside at 250 can go 150. Can I really get a 30% sell down here? I'd give the money to the bears, even if I'm not really shorting. Um, Now, you might ask me, can I still buy UVXY at 30 tonight? Can it really go up? I would argue you can buy 30 to protect yourself if the market fell because a lot of people will protect themselves. They will buy 30, even if it goes to 25, they will average down at 25 because they are averaging, they are protecting themselves. At 30 to 20, your average will be 25, knowing that 20 is the low or the market has topped out at the moment, short-term top for your Apple, Tesla, Zoom. You can imagine what the feeling of somebody with a Zora has to happen. No? Let me show to you the nastiest charts in the world. Nastiest charts in the world would be Zora. You bought it at 12, it went to about 17. The next day, if you never sold, kaboom, you're back at 11. All your gains wiped out in a single day. What happened to your pager duty? Okay, pager duty, if you've been buying slowly at 28, you even rallied by at 32, your average is 30. It went to about 36, 37, right? You can't even get out at 30 or 32 because the next day, pager duty already opened at 26. There was no way out. You can only, you were only imprisoned like a prisoner, okay? So I would argue that PagerDuty and Zora made a lot of traders and fund managers and any investor a prisoner. So Zora and PagerDuty fastly cut 20% down, 30% down in a single day. Any rallies would become what you call a dead cat bounce, DCB, dead cat bounce. So similarly, any company that gaps down on you, whatever stock it may be careful out there. Gap downs will be common because not every company out there can be a Zoom video that can actually grow their revenues 355% in a single quarter. Neither can do neither can they all be like a Salesforce CRM which went 26% up on that great earnings. Neither could all of them be like a Workday which really had a great number. Take note, even Workday, taken profits. Of course, the 200 here is still up 20%, no? 20% here at 240, at 223, some of them are still profit taking. Now, just because I scared you on the potential downside doesn't mean that you have to be scared out of your wits. Does it mean 100% cash? It is a difficult thing to say, no? So it is a case by case basis. Some people, the reality is estimating the downside is hard to do as well. I'm giving you a downside to scare you so that you also have some cash on the side, but you don't have to be 100% cash either. Now, there is a question today. Will you start shorting the market later, ma'am? You can short the market through UVXY. UVXY is a long fear indicator. I prefer the way to short the market is to play through their fears. Take note that UVXY went from 10 to 140, 150 here. That is a 10x move in a single month. So how high can this UVXY go? I argue that this 20 here can go to as high as 40 or even 50. Anyway, the market is already at 12,000 diba? So Nasdaq is 12,000. You could see that it can go all the way to 9,000 Nasdaq. That is normal, diba? 20% crash. We've seen the market crash to 10, 20% in a single day. So the index can fall 10 to 20% after a 100% run up. I'd say that the chance of sell-off is 90% potential, 90% probability for the sell-off to continue and only 10% mistake if I'm wrong. Maybe 80% to the downside yan. So my bet is the market will continue to fall down. But I could be wrong. As I said, it's okay to be wrong. I could be imperfect. So I think most people, the reason why they're always wrong is they want to be perfect. The reality is you don't have to be perfect. If you sell tonight and then the market doesn't fall, so what? And then if the market you sold, kasi ganito yan guys, if you sell tonight and the market didn't fall, okay lang. If you short kasi, dyan ka nagkakaroon ng problema. If you short and the market didn't fall, mas squeeze ka pa, patay ka, di ba? So minsan ayoko rin mag-short kasi pag short talagang super confident ako na babagsak market. I prefer to just sell and take profits, or if talagang may binili akong mahal, square mo na. Let's say, bumili ka ng C-Limited 155. Natatakot ka kasi sinasabi ni Nikki, nako, baka mag 120 to. Let's ask yourself the real question. Pag nag 120 yan, magkano yung downside mo? $500 mo, nalugi ka $100. O, matatakot ka ba talaga? 20% of $500. Pag bumaba yan ng 120, ano ba talagang gagawin mo? Hindi naman sigurado si Nikki na mag 120 yung SE eh. Ganda-ganda niyan eh. Kung sure nga ako na babagsak ng 80 yan, edi sigurado na ako, i-short na natin yan, di ba? The reality is, best stocks, they are leaders. It's not easy to get them down there. It's not easy. Lahat yan hindsight. It took a COVID pandemic for some stocks to fall down, and sometimes it also took a pandemic for some stocks to rise 300, 500%. Aangat ba ng 500% ang Zoom video kung walang COVID pandemic? Naisip niyo ba yon? So paano ko mabibili yung Zoom video kung hihintayin ko sa $250 yan? Minsan kasi, pag nag-short ka ng market, sobrang gusto mo, Zoom video, mamatay ka na. Go down to $300. Go down to $250. Nakabenta ako ng $250 eh. Gusto ko bumuyback ng $250 rin. Sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes you sold $250, nag-$400, pasalamat ka na lang kung bumaba si Zoom ng $350, di ba? So even if, so I'm more on the prowl to actually buy some leaders. So I'm on the prowl to buy some Shopify 850 if I can, because the reality is, nako, maaga tayo nakabenta eh. Early tayo nakasell. So I'm actually happy to have sold some Roku last night at 175, hoping to see some Roku selling off further to 140, 130. Let's see if it will really fall down. So I'm just, chillax lang tayo guys. Hindi tayo pwedeng if you try to chase money, usually, it doesn't come to you. Masyado kang atat to make money. Hintayin mo bumaba yan. Kung bumaba, edi good. Pag hindi bumaba, so what? Alam mo, nung 10,000 yung Nasdaq, gusto na ng lahat ng tao na mag 7,000 yung Nasdaq, di naman nangyari. Nag 12,000 pa nga eh. So, hindi ka rin, pwede ka rin kasi mas-squeeze eh. The market today, interest rates are really abundant. Interest rates are so low. Everyone wants to be in high quality names. At the end of the day, mas maraming patay na patay to buy Zoom video at $300 below rather than people selling and trying to call the top for Zoom video. Choose your leaders lang. Choose your leaders. So you don't want to short the leaders actually. Even if sila yung may biggest potential of a drop, in a way, sige na lang. If I really want to short, I just go by the fear indicator. Para hindi siya stock specific. Market na lang. Sige, Nasdaq 12,000, pabagsakin natin ng 10,000. So usually, I don't short an individual stock. If I really want to short, okay, Nasdaq 12,000, pabagsakin natin to ng 10,000 kung kaya. Hindi naman natin sigurado yan, di ba? So yun lang. That's it. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. See you later.